Hey gang, this is James Shelton, your instructor for Theology 405, Christ, Career, and Culture. We're in week 6. Next week is the final week for this course, and so I wanted to send this video to you to hopefully hit off some confusion with the assignments that are due for next week. Go ahead and get this to you a week early so you can be making plans to give yourself enough time to finish the assignments. But first of all, of course, in week 6, you have your final critical response paper for NEBR. And then you also have a forum post. It'll be your final forum post regarding the Smith textbook. Many of you have indicated in your forums and in your critical response papers that these books have been challenging but helpful. And I certainly hope that that remains the case and that they will go with you once you have completed this course. So once you finish the assignments for week 6, and for those of you that have yet to turn in your critical response paper for week 5 and your project report, the mid-class report, no more than 100 words, just letting me know where you are in the process, there is still time to do that, and I hope you will take the opportunity to get those assignments in. But as for week 7, you do have a forum. And the forum is going to be basically everything that you've read in the NEBR text. I'm asking you, of the 5 categories that NEBR evaluates, which one most closely represents your own approach and views. And then I'd like for you to give examples of how to live this out in your career. In other words, related in some way to your career project. You don't have to go into a lot of detail for that, but it is kind of a reflective exercise for you. And as always, your initial response should be 250 words. And actually, there is no requirement on this particular forum for you to respond to your classmates. However, if you would like to, I would certainly encourage that. But for this particular forum, it's worth 20 points instead of 30. All that is required on this forum is an original 250-word response from you. So that is your week 7 forum. And now I want to take us over to the assignments tab for week 7. And this is where I've had a couple of students in other courses get a little confused about what it is they're supposed to submit, because we've been talking about the final project. And I sent you an announcement early in the course. I may have repeated it again. I may not have. I've sent a lot of announcements to you. So, but for the final project, according to the instructions, you are to submit, once you've finished your project, you are to submit a substantial paper, 1,000 to 1,100 words, detailing your project. And the instructions for the different sections for the paper again, are on the PDF containing the instructions. Also, you are to submit a presentation boiling your paper down into a type of presentation that you could give. If we were doing this in a traditional setting, in a classroom, or even really if we were doing this as a hybrid class where we were meeting online through Zoom, you would have the opportunity to present this project to the class and have questions asked of you by your peers. Given the online nature of this course, that's not feasible. But one thing this will do is later on down the road, hold on to this, and you could use it as a presentation in a church, in a business, somewhere where you might like to take this kind of thing on again in your career. So those 2 parts are part of, and my cursor is coming over the week 7 Christ, Culture, and Career final project. There is a substantial paper and a presentation, 2 attachments for this project. It can be, of course, a Word document for your paper. It can be a PowerPoint presentation. It can be other visuals that you may have, handouts, brochure, whatever you have. If you're doing a PowerPoint presentation, please keep it to 10 slides no more than that. If it's a little over that, it's cool. If you've already done it and it's 20, that's fine too. I'll be glad to take a look at it. But just want to make sure that we all know that there are two parts to this assignment. And what I'm going to do is one of you, bless your heart, have already turned it in. So what I'd like to do is kind of show you what that looks like. And as an attachment, and I believe that it's our friend Saquon who has already submitted his project. And indeed it is. And I'm not going to show you the contents of his project, but I will click on his name. And I have not graded it yet, so I will not be revealing anything to you that he is not aware of. But as you take a look, as my very slow computer works through this, okay, so you come down here and you see that Saquon has attached his week 7 project paper, okay, and he has attached his PowerPoint. Now, he also had another visual that he sent to me via email, which is fine. But you see here, there are 2 parts. And so I just wanted you to see that. And that is basically what this should look like. When I look under your submitted attachments, I should see 2 items, your paper and your presentation, okay? Now, there is one other assignment for week 7 that we want to make sure that you do not leave out. Because it is basically a letter grade if you miss it. There is a final essay for the course. And as I go back to the assignments tab here, you will see not only is there a project, but there is a final essay. Now, one thing that I am doing is I'm lowering the word count requirement for this final essay. I believe it's right around 800 to 1,000 words. I am going to be A-okay with 500 to 600 words, and that will do just fine. So here you see the week 7 Christ, Culture, and Career final project, which should have 2 attachments, your paper and your presentation. And then if we go down here to the week 7 final essay here, and I'll click on it and go through the instructions with you. I know that you can do all of this, but I feel like this video will be a helpful reminder for you. You will see here 1,000-word minimum. I'm lowering that to 500 to 600, and I hope that will certainly be good news for you. I'm going to click on the PDF here for the final essay instructions. Now, again, this is not part of your project. This is a different assignment, a different paper that you will be writing, and here are the instructions. You're going to answer the essay question below, use the knowledge gained from your readings and class discussion throughout the semester, and I'd like for you to write an essay that follows the standard essay format of an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. And again, for my purposes, the paper can be 500 to 600 words. And again, you're working with Niebuhr. Knowing what you know about Niebuhr's 5 options for Christian interaction with culture, which do you think had the most flaws and why? Which do you believe is the strongest of all the options and the most convincing of the 5 and why? And which of the 5 would you identify with most strongly and then why? This is a reflective paper. I am not necessarily looking for you to quote a lot from Niebuhr. I'm asking for your honest reflections of which one do you think is the weakest, which one is the strongest, and which one of the models do you identify with the most. But don't just identify them, then tell me why for all 3 of your answers. Follow the basic essay format of providing an introduction and then a body or the argument and then a conclusion in 500 to 600 words, and you should be A-okay. Anyway, I hope this video is helpful for you, and I hope it explains week 7. If you have any questions at all, do not hesitate to email me at james.shelton@point.edu. Again, it has been a great class. You've written well and done super work, and it's been a joy to serve you over the last couple of months. God bless you. And again, if you need anything at all, I'm here to help in any way you need. Thank you.